play down here in Tennessee. We don't need y'all to talk about us because we're going to talk about ourselves.
Welcome in, everybody, once again to Titans Tube. My name is Justin. With me, as always, is Jake, the man Jake, right over there in Ohio, broadcasting from Ohio, Dayton area. If you're around there, give him a shout out. I don't know why I went down this route, Jake. But
yeah, you want to tell him my social security number, address, any more to do?
I don't know. I guess I'm letting all the truths out about you. No more privacy, Jake. We need to let people know who we are, where we are exactly. Guys, we have a very exciting preview episode because this is already part 2 matchup against the Indianapolis Colts coming to Nashville, coming to Nissan Stadium. So we Titans getting ready to wrap up their season series already with the Colts, Jake. And man, what a big game this is, because somehow, some way, the Colts are just eking out these victories the past couple weeks. They've had back-to-back wins against Denver in one of the most thrilling Thursday night football games of all time. And then they came back and got the W against Jacksonville, getting revenge for their 24-0 goose egg in the first matchup. So their season series is done against Jacksonville. Jacksonville, dude, they could not just do us a solid and sweep the Colts. And then we could have swept the Colts and just buried them early on in the season. But yet here they are, Jake, at 3-2-1. The first place in the division is on the line. We talk and kind of make fun of the Colts because we never thought they were this great team, all the offseason hype, and it felt justified seeing them struggle so much. But it turns out the Titans really aren't a great team either, Jake. I mean, we're very inconsistent. So I'm expecting another just very tight nail biter of a game, Jake. I'll let you have the floor here. I mean, how are you feeling about coming into this game and our second matchup against the Colts?
Absolutely. It feels like we're watching a rerun of last season, Justin. If you remember back in 2021, the Titans and Colts finished their series up before Halloween even hit, and we're looking to do the same exact thing this season. And talk about an absolutely crucial game. The second game of that series last year, Titans at Indy, win by a field goal in overtime. It was an absolute dogfight, back and forth match. One of the best football games I've ever been to. And I think this one, the second half rematch, you can say, for the Colts Titans is fixing to just be another great game in Nissan Stadium. It's huge, Justin. This game is absolutely huge to sweep the Colts and kind of get that leg up on them. We saw the Titans sweeping the Colts last season was huge for them down the stretch, especially when they went through rough patches. If you think that Pittsburgh, New England kind of area in the Titans season last year, the Titans could afford to lose a couple of games down the stretch because they got so hot, because they swept the Colts. You weren't worried as much about Jacksonville and Houston last year because they had already buried themselves at this point. You think Jacksonville's still in the mix, but they've also fallen back down to earth. The AFC South is just a mess, Justin, and it's really up in the air who wants it. And here we are before Halloween thinking that this game could decide who wants it and possibly who gets it.
Yeah, exactly. And then after the Colts, the Titans have the Texans to play. So both of these games in these 2 weeks are just huge because we know how difficult the schedule does get following the Houston game next week. So a huge game to kind of grab some distance between the Colts and Titans and to keep them at bay for the time being, but still we haven't even hit the halfway point in the season. So lots of football to be played. I wouldn't consider this a must win, but looking at the schedule, you really, really would feel good about the rest of the season that is coming up. If the Titans can string together 2 more wins and rip off a 5-game winning streak after starting the season 0-2. So let's get into it, Jake. Quickly looking at injuries for both teams. It's always a factor. We are filming this Wednesday. And I know that's the day when the first practice report comes out, but I haven't seen one drop yet. So it might already be out by the time this video comes out. But as of now, we do know Ola Adine has now joined Traylon Burks on IR. So getting a little thin on that defensive edge rushing position, but maybe not. If we do get Bud Dupree back, who has missed the last few games. So we'll have to monitor the status of Bud Dupree in practice this week. And Zach Cunningham maybe could potentially come back. Don't know about Elijah Molden. Haven't heard any news if he's coming off IR anytime soon. I mean, we are expecting him back at some points. Would have been nice to have Molden back, because we do know if there is some holes on this team, specifically the defense, it is in the secondary, in the cornerback group after Christian Fulton, who's going to step up. McCreary has shown good things in his rookie year too. I don't want to slander him, but Molden is going to come back and really help boost this defensive back room, hopefully. And for the Colts side, last week, Bobby Okereke and Kiki QT left the game with injuries. Don't know if they'll be available. I think I saw a report where QT suffered a pretty bad concussion, so it's likely that he's going to miss the game. But Okereke has a hand injury. We'll see if he's been practicing. But coming back for the Colts to practice is Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. So we might as well fully prepare for them to have their full weapons in the backfield ready to go for them this week, which would be huge. No one would be more grateful for them to come back than Matt Ryan's right arm, because he threw the ball 58 times against Jacksonville last week. So we'll see if they can bring a little bit more balance with Taylor and Hines in the backfield for him. So we'll see. We'll see who's available. You know, both teams are not totally injured, but not totally healthy. There's a few missing pieces. I think the Titans are missing more players, especially if Jonathan Taylor comes back. Then obviously Shaq Leonard is yet to come back too at the linebacker position. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. We'll see a lot of questions regarding those guys, but you know, it should be more of the same in the first matchup against the Colts, Jake.
Definitely. And yeah, something to watch is Bud Dupree. We've seen already in just Bud Dupree's short time with the Titans how impactful he can be when he is on the field. And he creates for, you know, Big Jeff and vice versa. And just that whole defensive front seven really just plays off of each other, especially when everybody is healthy and in the lineup. That always helps. I did see Bud Dupree is returning to practice this week. Zach Cunningham did not practice today, and Elijah Molden has not been cleared and to start his practice window coming off of IR. So right. You mentioned it. Yeah, outside of the Titans cornerback room, you know, you have Christian Fulton, and then you have McCreary, who, as you said, has been doing great things, but he's still a rookie. He's still going to have lapses here and there. He might let up a play over his head. He did in the Commanders game 2 weeks ago. I thought he had great coverage on the play, but still dropped it right in the bucket over top of him. So definitely going to be something to watch against this Colts receiver room, who has started to put it together a little bit. Like you said, Justin, Matt Ryan throwing the ball 58 times against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's going to be sore, man. He's not young and spry like he was in Atlanta anymore.
I hope so.
And rarely ever do I hear a locker room quote genuinely make me like belly laugh, like Big Jeff Simmons this week. They asked him about Matt Ryan throwing the ball 58 times. He said, "I would love if Matt Ryan threw the ball 58 times in our game this week." So that just brought a smile to my face. Big Jeff knows it. That's the recipe for success. They're going to have to contain Jonathan Taylor, obviously one of the big main cogs of this Indianapolis offense. And also, don't count out rookie Alec Pierce, who has emerged to be a really competent wide receiver too, to Michael Pittman on the other side there. So a lot of good targets for Matt Ryan to throw that ball upwards of 60 times. And also you think back to game number 1, Mo Alley Cox has played pretty well for the Colts early this year as well. It's going to be all about limiting big plays from this Colts offense, Justin, and it's going to be about stopping Jonathan Taylor. We know that this pass rush can get to Matt Ryan, disrupt Matt Ryan. We've seen them do it. You know, it seems like just a couple of weeks ago, because it was a couple of weeks ago. And that quick turnaround, we know what to expect out of this Colts offense. And it's all about putting together 4 quarters of football, Justin. I don't know how many times we can say it all season long, but it might be 17 times 2, 34 episodes. It's going to be somewhere around 30 plus times we need to say the Titans have to put together 4 quarters of football, because it's going to be a dogfight, Justin. It's going to be huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there'll be no shortage of mentioning 4 quarters of football, please, Titans. And if there's a game where they can put it all together, it needs to be this one. Let's see. Yeah, so the Indy offense, maybe things are coming together for them. I mean, if they can win a game, even if it's Jacksonville and they're not playing well, if they can win a game with virtually 0 rushing attack, I mean, there's something to say for that. So this defense has to come ready. And outside of the secondary issues, I am pleased with the way this defense has performed so far this year. They've been keeping us in every single game outside of Buffalo, which we've erased from our memories.
Yeah.
But the offense wasn't helping in that game either. It put the defense in bad spots. But with getting, hopefully, we keep going back to Bud Dupree, but I mean, he can be an X factor for the rest of the defensive line in terms of getting pressure consistently on Matt Ryan, and that's going to be a huge key for me. And this defense, I mean, right out of the gates, they need to come ready to play and set the tone, because the Colts are licking their chops. They're feeling good about themselves. They have ripped off 2 games in a row. They have the Titans in their sights, and we are a thorn in their backs now at this point. The guys that have been there for years are probably like, what the heck is this? We always beat the Titans. How have we, it's 5 straight games now that we've beaten the Colts?
Or we're going for 5.
Going for 5. Got to get number 5 on Sunday. And they're looking at an opportunity to take first place in the division despite a pretty bad start to the season for them. I mean, like the Titans, everybody starts out bad except for Jacksonville. They started out pretty good, and now they've come back down the roof. But yeah, what an opportunity if you're a Colts player, a Colts fan, to see this and be like, hey, this is our time. We can get our 3rd straight win and be first in the division. They're going to come out motivated and ready to hit somebody, and all the other football jargon and vernacular you want to throw in there. So the defense has got to be ready to quiet that, to just slow that hype down for them. And then they need to come out and smack Matt Ryan around, get him off rhythm, and not let them, set the tone. We got to set the tone, Jake. This is Music City. We've got the tones here. We've got 2-tone blue and musical tones. I'm trying here.
I love it. That was on. It was perfect. I love the tone talk. I'm a big tone guy. Love that. And like you said, it's going to be a dogfight. It bears repeating over and over again, because the Colts are going to be coming in motivated. And also something to note about the Frank Reich era Colts, if you look back and really look into their seasons as Frank Reich's been the head coach, they have started slow almost every single year out of the box. Yep. They were 0-3 last season, and we thought they were already buried and done. But here they come down the stretch of the year, putting it together, getting it together. So it's crucial to bag these 2 wins already before they can figure it out later in the season, like they typically do under Frank Reich. Anyways, going to Indianapolis's defense, Justin. Obviously, we're very familiar with these guys. We know this defense. They have a lot of talent on all the levels. DeForest Buckner, Yannick Ngakoue, Kwity Paye, all great guys up on that front defensive line. Zaire Franklin will be one of the linebackers filling in Shaq Leonard's absence, and obviously Bobby Okereke. And then Stephen Gilmore out on the outside and Kenny Moore in the secondary. They've got talent all over the field. It's whether they can put it together for 4 quarters, just like the Titans. Yeah. I feel like the AFC South is all kind of the same team, but in different skill levels. Houston is the worst. Jacksonville's okay. Indy's a little bit better, and the Titans are a little bit better. But they're all the same team. It's all about having consistency for these AFC South teams. And so we finally arrived, Justin. The Titans offense. What are we going to do with this offense? How are we going to solve the second half drought problems? Has the bye week offered rest and relaxation and regrouping for this Titans offense? Dive into it. What do you want to see from the Titans offense, and what do you need to see from them to get a victory?
I mean, hopefully, what has Todd Downing been up to during the bye week? Has he been sitting in front of a TV with film and pen and paper and notes and drawing up some plays and finding ways to, keep this offense in rhythm, even when, 3 and outs will happen. If that's just the nature of the football game. Rarely does a team not have a 3 and out in a game. So stuff like that's going to happen, but you can't let the opposite momentum keep you down. Whenever the Titans can't get anything going, drive after drive after drive after drive, we got to be able to break through. So that'll maybe Todd Downing can draw something up. I mean, it would be very nice to. We don't really have a big play offense. That has become very apparent. We got one last week. We got the big pass to Nick Westbrook-Ikhine for 60 yards. Our biggest play threat is Derrick Henry, and he's like a ground and pound kind of a running back. But he, of course, can hit the home run. We just have yet to see it this season. So if Todd Downing can draw up something, some big play, that would be huge for this offense. Instead of having to grind out yardage, grind out first downs, having Tannehill play the short to mid-range game, it would be nice if we added in a sprinkle of big play ability. Send in somebody deep, Robert Woods, or let's get Kyle Phillips back involved in the game. We haven't really seen a lot of Kyle Phillips this year outside of the Week 1 game against the Giants, where I believe he had about 5 receptions. And he looks good. I mean, it would be nice to get a big play, from one of these guys. Traylon Burks was kind of supposed to be our big play receiver, but he's now on IR. So, we just need consistency, but also we need to throw a wrench, a cog, what am I
extra
trying to
wrinkle?
say?
Yeah,
a
wrinkle in the offense. There you go.
Yes, thank you. Wrinkle.
Any
we got
kind
wrinkle
of
offense.
Magic. We need anything to spark a big play out of this offense, because it just feels like pulling teeth. Even when they are moving the football, it feels just ho-hum, ordinary. There's no big splash. Something I want to see out of this offense, Justin, you mentioned it. Our only big play threat is Derrick Henry. And I got this stat from the televised broadcast of the last Titans-Colts game in Week 4. The Titans are 25-1. 25-1.
It's good. I like
when
that.
Derrick Henry touches the ball 25 or more times.
I like those odds.
It's kind of all laid out in front of you. If Derrick Henry is running effectively, give him the ball. I love that. I will give Todd Downing. We have been giving him single flowers here and there for things that we like from him. Getting Derrick Henry involved in this passing offense has been great. It's been a beautiful thing to see, especially when your wide receiver room is so bare as it is, and you don't have a big play threat on the outside. So might as well give a dump down to Derrick Henry, get some blockers in front of him, and see what happens. So I think it's feed Henry. It's going to have to be a big game from the King coming off of the bye. 25-1, Justin, when Derrick Henry touches the ball 25 or more times.
We can make it 26-1. I mean, we do want to play within our identity, and that's ground out the ball with Henry, let him lead the charge, and sustain long drives, convert third downs, third and shorts, third and mediums. But the Colts are also, they know us just as well as we know them. They're going to see that coming. They're going to be looking for that. So to be able to change things up with some big plays and an offense that really hasn't proven to be able to deliver a lot of big plays, will be a nice, will be a huge positive if we're able to come away with some of those in this game. But yeah, I mean, again, Derrick Henry, God bless him. We're going to have to ask him to lead us yet again. I mean, he's playing with so much heart, Jake. You can tell that he's Absolutely. A man on a mission this season. Excuse me. Maybe not quite putting up his yardage and totals of a season or the rest of his career, really, when he really took off. He hasn't, busted the big ones, but he is trending in the right direction. Washington, he had 102 yards and a couple touchdowns. I mean, that in 28 carries. Yeah. So like the vintage Derrick Henry performance right there. So hopefully this running game and this offensive line is kind of finding their footing. Also against a very good front seven against Washington too. I know, Indianapolis has also a very good front seven. I don't know how you compare those two, but success again on the ground against that Washington front seven is very encouraging. And hopefully that does continue against the Colts next week. I mean, we're going to need it. DeForest Buckner is just an absolute beast, and he's given us a lot of troubles in the past. So big time game. Going to need Derrick Henry to pace this offense yet again, and would love, like you said, to see him in the passing game as well. And maybe that's where our big play can come from. We've seen Derrick Henry take screen passes 70 yards to the house in his career. So so that would be huge if we can get one of those.
Definitely. Justin, do you have any keys to this game and a score prediction perhaps for the Titans Colts game this Sunday?
Perhaps I do, Jake. Perhaps. My key to this game, I'm looking at the defense, and because that's the strength of this team, especially on the front line. Man, it would be so huge if we didn't have to rely on sending blitzes, sending pressures, and taking a man out of coverage to get after the quarterback. I would love to see an effective pass rush with just 4 guys. Give me Simmons, Weaver, Tart, and Dupree. Oh, we have Autry too. Send all 5 of those guys. With Dupree back, we do have a pretty nice, deep
absolutely
line. So if he comes back, that's going to be nice. But if we're able to get pressure with just sending 4 guys, then we can use everybody else focused on coverage, covering these big targets. They've got big targets all over the field at receiver and tight end, and also to focus on containing the running game with Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines back there. So if we can get pressure on Matt Ryan with just 4 guys, that would be huge. I think that's going to keep their offense limited and out of rhythm, and we can double Mo Alley Cox. It's going to take 2 guys standing on each other's shoulders to be able to match his height up there. So I think that's my key. There can be a lot of keys, but I'll just keep it to one. Pressure on Matt Ryan without having to use guys to blitz him. And I think that'll keep our defense nice and balanced and keeping them in the spots where they can succeed the best. Sure. Yeah. I'll take the Titans winning. Final score, let's go 20-16. I'm feeling just another low-scoring kind of dogfight. It's moderate lead. I guess in today's NFL, it's pretty low-scoring. But give me the Titans 20-16.
I like
Sweet.
it. I like it. Sweet. Bust out the brooms, baby, because my key to the game is 1. Derrick Henry's got to touch the ball 25 or more times. It's rocket science. I said it. The stats have said it.
I have a degree in that.
I had Derrick Henryology. We are both PhDs. So give the ball to Derrick Henry. Give the ball to your literal best player on offense. You don't have anybody else. The cupboards are bare. Austin Hooper was a bust free agent signing. I'm just going to come out and say it. I've heard rumors he's on the trading block. So you got to just give the ball to your best player. And this is what drove me nuts with Treylon Burks early in the year, Justin. He's one of your best players on offense, despite being a rookie. Get him the ball. Have him get the ball. So I got that. And then also number 17, we haven't mentioned his name in this entire video, Justin, and it's because he's pedestrian. He's very, he hasn't been horrible and he hasn't been great. He's just been very ho-hum, middle of the road, getting the job done, barely, skin of his teeth. And while I commend Ryan Tannehill for being tough and be able to hang in the pocket and take hits and deliver balls, that's something he has been incredible at in his Titans career. We need Ryan Tannehill to make plays with his legs, Justin. We haven't seen it this season a whole hell of a lot. But we know he can do it. We know he can tuck it down and pick up a crucial first down. Or, he loves to just, where you would see other quarterbacks slide, he loves to put his foot in the ground and keep going and get 10 more yards. We need to see some Ryan Tannehill, wheels in this game. And I'm not talking about, a QB sneak for a touchdown. I'm not talking about the read option for a 1-yard touchdown. We need first downs. We need him to scramble on a 3rd and 5 or a 3rd and 7 to pick up really, really important first downs in this game, because we know that he can do it. Justin, I have the Titans winning this football game, and I have them winning this football game, playing their best football of the year, because Mike Vrabel had extra time to prepare this team. We know that Mike Vrabel does well when he has extra time to prepare. I've got the Titans 31-10. Colts hate week. It's on. All chips in.
31 points. We haven't even touched 30 points. We haven't even come close. What's our high? 24 points? But it was against the Colts. So maybe their defense sucks against us and it'll suck again. Man, and one thing to mention, and this is kind of a transition out of this game, but kind of not at the same time. Big time shout out, Delaney Walker retiring as a Titan. And I think they're going to have a little shout out thing at the stadium for them. And Jake, I don't like that. We don't need to be doing anything honorable to former Titans in a game at home.
It's homecoming week, Justin. They just dropped today. It's Titans Oilers homecoming week. It happened last season and they won. Okay. In their defense,
yeah,
happened last season against the Colts even, and they won that game. So
I'm still haunted when we retired 9-27 and we hosted the Colts and Jacoby Brissett came to town and the field caught on fire before kickoff, and then we lost that game to the Jacoby Brissett Colts. Just kind of spoiling just a feel-good kind of moment for two Titan legends. So Delaney Walker, also a Titans legend, and he'll get a big shout-out, I'm sure, at the game, whether before kickoff or halftime. But, man, it almost seems like a curse. But maybe the curse was broken.
Let's hope.
And I don't know. I'm exercising my own demons here.
That's good. Keep doing that. And something else we can exercise is our 3 picks against the spread, Justin. Is that your transition out of the game?
Oh, I love it. Oh man, what are you, a pro? You're a veteran at this YouTube channel stuff. Okay.
I PhD in Henryology, minor in transitions.
Just a general minoring in transition. Yeah, just okay. All right. I'll start. Guy, another shout out to, speaking of Delaney Walker, how many touchdowns did he catch from our boy Marcus Mariota? Dude, I am a Falcons fan this year because I was watching that game as the Titans were on a bye week, and I was fist pumping. I was clapping when Marcus was making plays and playing well. Dude, it does my heart good to see him playing well, getting a big win against a pretty good 49ers team and a great 49ers defense, and he put up 3 touchdowns. They had a defensive touchdown. See, I did watch the game. I did watch the full time. But anyway, they are on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals team. Both are 3-3. Cincinnati at 6-point favorites against the Falcons. I mean, if you asked me before the season, who do you think you would take? I mean, I would definitely have picked the Bengals in a blowout. But the Bengals have struggled this year in spots. They've also looked pretty dang good. But the Falcons are pretty hot right now. I think they're feeling good about themselves. Arthur Smith trying to establish a winning culture there, despite, not having the greatest roster in the world to work with. So many ex-Titans on that team. Yeah, Michael Pruitt caught a touchdown pass. So I'll take the Falcons here in either a close loss, less than 6 points, or a win. I don't know, but I'll take the Falcons in that one. Okay, I like the Steelers on the road as 7-point dogs against the Dolphins. I don't know if Tua is expected to come back, but Teddy Bridgewater has not been getting it done. And the Steelers, Mitch Trubisky taking down Tom Brady's Bucks last week, that was a surprising win there. So Steelers on the road here, 7-point dogs. I'll take them. I'll take them to cover that for sure. And then lastly, it was the Giants on the road against Jacksonville. Jacksonville 3-point favorites. Again, this seems like easy money if you're a betting money guy. Giants at 5-1, surprising. I'm not even totally sure they're as good as their record indicates. I'm still not sure. I know I just keep pushing that on down the road as they continue to win after win after win. I'm still not buying them. But I think they get it done on the road against Jacksonville. Two teams trending in completely opposite directions. I sounded super confident about the Rams taking care of the 49ers, on the road a few weeks ago. And now I look like an idiot because they got beat by the Niners. So we'll see what happens in this game. But I'll take the Giants as 3-point dogs on the road against Jacksonville. So those are my
I like those. I share 2 games with you, but only 1 pick, Justin. I also have the Pittsburgh Steelers +7 going to the Dolphins. Tua probably not suiting back up in that game from what I've seen. Miami is going to keep rolling with backup quarterbacks. And yeah, just something about the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's no quit there. So I'm with you taking Pittsburgh plus a touchdown in sunny Miami. Justin, I also have the Bengals-Falcons game, but I have the hometown Bengals covering that 6.5. I think, there's just something in the betting world that when the public is like, wow, the Falcons are pretty good and the Bengals are struggling.
That was me.
There's just a certain tipping point where you have to flip the switch because it's just, going against public opinion usually works in the betting sector. So I've got the Bengals getting right. I feel like they've got a little bit of swagger back after their walk-off win in New Orleans last week. I've got the Bengals -6.5 against our boy Marcus Mariota and the Falcons.
You're a Marcus hater. That's what it's come down. Disappointing, Jake.
Yes,
Real
correct.
Disappointing.
And then my last game, Justin, I've got the Baltimore Ravens getting right as 6.5-point favorites against the Cleveland Browns. At some point, either there's going to be a mutiny against Harbaugh or the Ravens are going to win, start reeling off football games because they're a good team, but they keep losing in crazy ways. I don't really know how to explain it.
Lamar Jackson just needs to quit doing the crucial late game turnover, and I feel like they would be pretty fine. They'd be decent, but he has had some very poorly timed turnovers over the course of a game, like at the end of the game when it's on the line, and he'll fumble it, or he had a bad pick against, was it the Chiefs or the Bills or somebody? But yeah, I know they're better than their 3-3 record indicates. But yeah, I mean,
absolutely,
they might be panicking a little bit there in Baltimore after this.
Definitely. And it's the second time we've mentioned Jacoby Brissett's name in this video. I was very high on him. I love the Jacoby train earlier in the year. He was really zinging it. The Browns were looking good, but I feel like it's starting to come unglued a little bit. And that's why I have the Ravens getting right against an AFC North foe. Justin, do you have anything to take us to the barn for this preview episode other than it's Colts hate week? Let's go get a dub.
Yeah, guys, tighten up. I mean, this is a huge game. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a dogfight. I'm going to the game. I'm going to be there and loud and proud. I was at the Raiders game. That's the only other game I've been to, and we won. So far, so good in that department. I am good. I'm bringing the good luck and charm to Nissan Stadium here.
Advanced analytics. When Justin is there, the Titans' winning percentage is 100%.
That's what I majored in college is Titans game attendedology. Ooh, that was rough.
I like it. No, it was perfect. We got so many degrees in this episode. We're very smart. We are breaking down the games with expert analysis. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you all for watching. Tighten up. Have a great football weekend. Let's go sweep the Colts. Bust out the brooms for the second straight season for like the first time in literally ever. Sweep the Colts twice in a row. Make it 5 in a row. And tighten up.
Love it. #sweep. #5 in a row. Tighten up.